What's going on, family? This is Inspired to be Great, and I am your host, Ryan Miles. Hey, family, as always, I want to thank you for all your comments, your reviews, your ratings. Thank you for either going to iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher Radio, or Blueberry Radio and downloading the podcast. Remember, as always, family, click the follow or subscribe button. Put in your email. Why do I want you to put in your email? Because I want you to be a part of the conversation. I want you to get involved. I want you to leave your comment, leave your rating, your review, and if you have a great opinion about a certain topic, I would love to have you onto the show. But to our topic today, family, is when opportunity meets position. Now, I know you're probably saying, like, what do you mean when opportunity meets position? That doesn't make any sense. Like, do I have to, because I've made it to a certain position, now I have the opportunity to? Not necessarily, family. That's not what I'm getting at. What I'm basically getting at today, when I say when opportunity meets position, I'm saying the opportunity comes when you prepare yourself for the position of the opportunity that you're looking for. In other words, I'm not waiting on somebody to come knock on my door and hand me a job, hand me a speaking engagement, hand me $100,000. I know I'm not waiting on that, but I also know that I'm constantly in preparation, constantly preparing myself for the next level, preparing myself for the next gig, preparing myself for the next teaching, preparing myself for my next level of growth. And by me preparing myself, it puts me in position to see when the opportunity arises. Now, don't get me wrong. There's times when certain jobs come up and people may think of you and offer you, call you up and say, hey, this company is hiring. This is the pay. These are the hours. Go ahead and put it in. And that's somebody looking out for you, giving you an opportunity. But what I'm saying is when we create our own opportunities, when we create opportunities for ourselves by the way we position ourselves to expect opportunity to happen. Perfect example of that being how I had the opportunity to interview some of the people I've been interviewing as of late. Some of these people are entertainers, have out music CDs, some of them movies, directed movies, being in movies. Some of them are business consultants and life coaches and health and wellness. I mean, so many different people, but how did I get there? How did I get the opportunity for people to actually reach out to me through email or through messenger saying, hey, been watching what you've been doing, really like it, really enjoy it. Do you have a spot for me on your show? Or I think me being on your show would be a good idea for what you talk about. Why? Because I put myself in position to have those type of opportunities, or for people to step out and say, hey, we have a slot open that we're doing this seminar for millionaire mindset or whatever it may be. And they say, we would like for you to come and speak on it. See, it was the preparation, me constantly preparing myself, me constantly getting myself together, me constantly going through each step, putting in the time, grinding every day to make sure I'm giving 150% to whatever I'm doing to ensure that when that opportunity comes, not only I'm prepared, but I'm in position to receive it. And the problem is a lot of people don't put themselves in the right position. A lot of people don't prepare themselves. And part of preparation is understanding what you're trying to get. What's your expectation out of whatever it is that you want to do. And that's key. Understanding exactly where you want to go and what you want to do, not only with your life, but also with your family's lives, understanding the levels that you want to reach, but knowing, family, that you cannot skip levels. Yes, somebody may give you a hand up and you may be able to get a preview of a level, but there's no way. That's just like me saying, you know what? I'm going to hire you to this company, and it's this multi-million-dollar company that handle all these big, huge accounts. And I hire you on Monday, and by Friday, I make you the CEO of the company. You're in over your head. Why? Because you don't really know how the company operates. You don't have a full feeling. Yeah, you may have had previous experience, but you won't be able to functionally run the company at an efficient rate or capability. Why? Because you're not prepared for that level yet. And each job each position has multiple positions, has multiple levels for you to grow, just like in life. And so you have to prepare yourself and you have to master the level you're on. And that was the topic from yesterday's show, was master the level that you're on. Master your level. Why? Because as you master your level, you will know when you're ready for the opportunity. You will know when you're ready to expand, to grow. And so you have to constantly prepare yourself. So opportunity meets position, but you put yourself in that position by how you prepare yourself to come across opportunity. People's names just don't get out there. People, recognize musicians and different people, or as we say, underground artists. Why are they underground? Why do they have the opportunity to perform for huge acts or huge musicians or artists? Why? Because they position themselves steadily by honing in on their craft. And you have to hone in on your craft. You have to perfect your craft each day. You have to make sure you're doing something to continuously work your craft. Why? Because a lot of people don't have the capability to just wake up out of bed and boom, let me go speak. Let me go sing a song. Let me go act. Let me go do this. No, you have to perfect your craft. You have to hone in and practice it. Why? Because eventually your gift, it may not necessarily leave you, but you may not be able to perform at its top level. And you think of it, somebody who plays sports, football player, basketball player, it doesn't matter, whatever they do. They have a gift. They're gifted in a particular area where nobody can do it the way they can. But if that person don't start taking care of themselves, if they don't eat the proper things, if they don't exercise, if they feel as if they could just wake up in the morning, eat a bunch of bacon and sausage and waffles and stuff, and then drink all the different types of alcohol, whatever it may be, and abuse their body, they won't be able to operate at an efficient level for much longer. They won't be able to operate at that high level. Yes, they still may have the gifted arm to be able to throw the ball. Yes, they may still have the mind and know what to do, but the body won't react. Why? Because, as they say, Father Time is undefeated. It's going to catch up with you. So that's the same thing with your craft. Yes, you may be gifted in that particular area, but if you don't hone in and perfect it, you will start to become average. And the goal is never to be average. The goal is always to go above average. And the only way to get above average is to practice, is to put your gift into action. I don't care if it's in the culinary world. I don't care if it's in the creative world where you're painting or doing designs or taking pictures. Whatever it is, you have to master your craft, master your level. Why? Because you're going to keep growing. New opportunities are going to come. But as you notice, the ones that don't take care of themselves, the ones that don't honor their craft, the ones that don't hone in and perfect their craft on a daily basis are the ones who begin to lose opportunities. Why? Because they will find somebody else better. But the key and the cool thing to me is that only person you're really in competition with is yourself. And it's about holding yourself accountable. And that's why I'm on this kick about telling people to dominate the day, dominate the hour, dominate the minute, dominate the second. Let me say it again for you. Dominate the day, dominate the hour, dominate the minute, dominate the second. Why? Because as long as you have a mindset that you're ready to dominate, that you're ready to win, it will always keep you invigorated. It will always hold your own self accountable when you feel like slacking off and you hear yourself say, no, I got to dominate. I got to dominate. I got to dominate. I got to dominate. I can't lose this minute. I can't lose this second. I can't lose this battle. I have to dominate. It will cause you to step up. That's how I'm able to complete so many things within a day, because I know I have to dominate it. I'm in control of my day. I'm in control of my future. Yes, I believe in a higher power. I believe that the God will make a way. I believe those things, but at the end of the day, for those of us who may not believe, we also have to have the belief in ourselves and the capabilities to take hold of our own lives, our own destiny, and put it in our own hands and say, I have to put in the work. I can't just believe. I can't just have faith. The Bible tells us faith without works is dead. So I have to put in that 4-letter dirty word that a lot of people don't like. I have to put in the work. I have to go be up above and beyond some days. But how do I do that? How do I dominate and have that winning mindset? You have to continuously tell yourself, dominate the day, dominate the hour, dominate the second, dominate the minute, or dominate the minute, dominate the second. You have to break it down. You have to win against you. You have to beat you out. Why? Because some days you're not going to feel it. Some days you're going to be tired. Some days you just don't want to be bothered. You're going to feel like you done had your feel of it. You don't want to deal with people because certain people are being negative. I mean, it's certain days where you're just going to feel mentally, physically, emotionally defeated. It happens to us all. But it's on those days where determine where your true future lies, where your true determination is, where your true grind is. Why? Because it's those days where you start to say to yourself, I have to dominate. I have to dominate. I have to win. You know, you have to tell it to yourself. You have to be willing to go above and beyond. You know, I love the fact that when I look back over Kobe Bryant, how he wanted to be the greatest. He wanted to be the best. He looked up to Michael Jordan. He patterned his game after Michael Jordan. I mean, literally, when you looked at Kobe and watched his game, it literally reminds you of Michael Jordan. He's the closest that came to it. But it was funny when I was listening to it. Because you have to put yourself around great people. You have to listen to great people. Listen how they work. See their work ethic. Listen to them. Why? Because they reached a plateau in life that you're aiming for. But the only way to get there is to put yourself in position. And he said he heard that Michael Jordan would get up at 5 a.m. and go shoot 500 jump shots a day during the off season. So he said, if Mike's up at 5, then I need to be up at 3. And if Mike's shooting 500, I need to shoot 1,000. Why? Because not only did he have a mark to reach, and I mean, all of us should have a mark to reach. All of us should see somebody in whatever field or position or job we're at, and we should want to get to that level. But we also want to get to that level and do better than them. We want to make it seem like they were never here. Now, granted, we can't erase their name from the books of history for that job or that position or whatever they may have done, but we can put it to ourselves and say, you know what? Rather you know it or not, I'm in competition, not only with myself, but I'm aiming for your spot. Not that you're trying to be devious, not that you're trying to take something off somebody else's table, take any food off anybody else's table, not that you're trying to go behind their back. And I'm not saying do something negative to them, talk about them or anything of that nature. What I'm saying is Kobe Bryant had it in his mind that I want to be better than Michael Jordan. LeBron James has in his mind that he wants to be considered the greatest basketball player to ever play the game. So if I want to be considered the best at what I do, I have to see who the best is and say to myself, I'm coming for you. Do I physically or mentally or socially want to harm them in a negative way? Of course not. But I want to get to your level and then surpass where you are. And the only way to do that is I see your work ethic. I see the time that you're putting in. Well, that means I got to put in more time. I can't put in the same exact time because then we're flying at the same level. I have to put in more time. You have to tell yourself, I have to go a little further. I have to do it more. Oh, they shut it down at 5. I ain't shutting it down till 6. Oh, they get up at 4:30. Oh, I got to get up at 4. They decide to go book 10 speaking engagements this month. Well, I got to book 12. Why? Because you have to say to yourself, you're not going to outwork me. Why? Because as long as you're working, as long as you're studying, as long as you're consistent and persistent in what you're doing, opportunity will meet the positions that you put yourself in. Why? Because your name's going to get out there. People are going to recognize that you're somebody special. People are going to recognize that you have a gift, that you have a purpose, that you have something that they need. And that's when your passion turns into your profits. That's when your life becomes your product, your brand, your marketing material. Every day I wake up with a purpose, with goals, with tasks that I know needs to be completed. And I try to say the same to you, family. You have to wake up with it on your mind. And if you don't know exactly what you want to do, what exactly you want out of life, then you need to sit down and you need to really take time to discover it. As I tell people, ask the 10 closest people to you to give you what they feel are some of your best qualities. Not your worst, not your negatives, but what's your best qualities. Why? Because if you could find the 10 people that's closest to you to give your best qualities that they respect and they love about you and that they think you're good or great at, then you will sort of get a synopsis of how people view you and where your areas of strength are. You can also ask them, don't get me wrong, where do they feel you need to get better at? But you want to tell them, be honest with me, don't hold back. Just tell me, what do you think I'm good at? If it's nothing you think I'm good at, then that's good too. I appreciate you being honest. Now you have to be ready to hear what they're going to say. Because a lot of times, a lot of people just don't know. They don't know what it is, so they wander around from one job to the next, from one relationship to the next, from one place to the next, trying to figure out what I want out of life. And a lot of times people get told what they want out of life, but what they see, hear, and think, and not what they truly believe on the inside. And that's where your value system comes into play. And we'll talk about awakening your values in another podcast. But today we're just, like I said, we're focused on when opportunity meets position. So family, if there's anything I have to say to you, I have to say, understand what you want out of life. And then prioritize what do you want. Like I said, it's going to be multiple things that you want. You want to buy a house, then you have to put yourself in position to be able to buy a house. You have to put yourself in the particular areas. Now, several ways to go about it, but the most common way is making sure that your credit score is up to par, making sure that you have the job history that's needed, the time on the job, and making sure that you're making the right amount of money as well. I mean, those things are key to you being able to get the house that you're looking for, being able to have what you want out of life. But like I said, but you have to position yourself to be able to buy a house. Same with getting a job. If you know that this job requires schooling and you have to get a particular degree, or you have to go away for some technical training or whatever it may be, you have to put yourself in position to have the opportunity to get the job. But how do you do that? You do that by preparing, by preparation, by making sure that you're in the right place at the right time, doing the right things. Like I said, opportunity meets position. And opportunity don't go away. It goes to the next person that is prepared to receive that opportunity. So if you're not ready for this particular job, if you're not ready to start your business, if you haven't done the right preparation, put yourself in the right positions, done the right marketing, done all the right advertising, done all the things that you need to do to position yourself to make sure when opportunity arises, people think of you, then you're going to miss out. You're just going to miss out. So at the end of the day, family, know what you want to do. Understand how you need to, the path you need to take to get where you want to go. Make sure that you have a list of priorities of what's important, what needs to be taken care of, and what can be skipped over. Then from there, family, also, once you have that in mind, then start mapping out your steps. Start positioning yourself and preparing yourself for each level. Don't be necessarily concerned about how fast you can get to the next level. Just master the level that you're on, and you will start to see opportunity will meet your position. With that being said, family, this has been another great podcast with Inspired to Be Great. Be sure to reach out to us on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Blueberry, or Podbean at Inspired to Be Great. Also, you can reach us at www.ronaldmiles.com. That's RONALDMYLES. And also go to our Facebook page and like the page, Inspired to Be Great. We have a public one, and then we have a private one for our mastermind group, our coaching group. But just go to the page, hit like, and join in on the conversation. With that being said, family, remember, greatness only happens when you make good the enemy of great.